What I need is justice for my daughter and the late boy. The justice is a right. If it cannot be found over the 5 years down the line, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable. That was a lady I believed in. If I can call Sharon.
Sharon Otieno, a bright 26-year-old student at Rongo University, left home hoping to settle a personal issue. She never returned. Days later, her body was discovered in a thicket in Kodera Forest, Homa Bay County.
Of the gruesome murder of a 26-year-old university student whose mutilated body was found in Rachuonyo in Homa Bay on the 4th of September 2018.
She had been stabbed 8 times. Her unborn child, 7 months old, had also died. This wasn't just a murder, it was a national outrage. Hashtag Justice for Sharon became a national crime. But behind the hashtags and headlines was a young woman, full of hope, navigating a dangerous world few dared speak of. This is the true, painful, and urgent story of Sharon Otieno, a story Kenya must never forget. Born in 1992 in Homa Bay County, Sharon was raised in a humble Luo family. She was the daughter of Melida Auma and Douglas Otieno. She joined Rongo University in 2015 to pursue a Bachelor of Education degree, majoring in English and Literature. Her dream was to be a high school teacher and support her siblings. Friends and classmates describe her as a bubbly, intelligent, and determined lady. Behind her bright eyes was a secret many young women in Kenyan universities know all too well: the burden of survival. Sharon was reportedly in a relationship with Migori Governor Okoth Obado, a married man, more than twice her age. According to forensic DNA results, he was the father of her unborn child. On the evening of September 3, 2018, Sharon and nation media journalist Barack Odor were lured into a trap. They were invited to meet Michael Oyamo under the pretext of clearing the air of a leaked pregnancy story.
My decision to terminate the relationship was not about the pregnancy, but primarily it was as a result of the inconsistency.
The meeting was at Rodikopani, but instead of clarity, Sharon and Barack were bundled into a waiting car. In a daring move, Barack managed to jump out of the moving vehicle, sustaining injuries. Sharon wasn't so lucky. Her phone was switched off. Her body was found 2 days later in Kodera Forest. According to postmortem reports by Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Odwar, Sharon had been stabbed 8 times, in the back, neck, and abdomen. The fetus had a deep stab wound to the side. She had also been strangled. The murder shocked the nation. The autopsy report stated 8 stab wounds, one directly through the unborn baby, signs of torture, possible sexual assault, and most importantly, forensic evidence confirming Governor Obado as the unborn child's father. DNA collected from Obado matched the fetus with over 99% certainty. The DCI launched investigations. The vehicle used in the abduction was linked to Obado's PA, Michael Oyamo. By mid-September 2018, Governor Obado, his PA Oyamo, and another associate, Caspal Obiero, were arrested and charged with murder. At the Milimani Law Courts in Nairobi, the courtroom buzzed. Obado pleaded not guilty. His legal team argued that he had no motive.
In Kisumu, with the DCIO, and I want to say that I'm still ready and willing whenever I'll be called upon to give further statements so that the real killers of Sharon can be brought to book.
Sharon's family watched silently as the state laid out its case. Michael Oyamo was accused of orchestrating the abduction. Caspal Obiero was allegedly the logistics man. All three faced murder charges. The prosecution lined up over 40 witnesses, including forensic analysts, journalists, and police officers, but the trial faced numerous delays, appeals, and legal loopholes. Still, Sharon's mother, Melida Auma, never missed a court session. The murder sparked protests from women's rights organizations, students, and civil society. The Justice for Sharon hashtag trended for weeks. Public figures condemned the killing. Students at Rongo University held vigils and protests. International media, including the BBC, Reuters, and Al Jazeera, covered the case, linking it to Kenya's growing issue with sponsor culture, where powerful men prey on financially vulnerable young women. The tragedy prompted public debate on power, gender violence, and justice in Kenya. Fast forward to 2023, and the trial was still dragging. In 2024, the DPP presented fresh forensic evidence, and the court ruled that the accused had a case to answer. Obado, Oyamo, and Obero were ordered to testify in their defense.
Former Migori Governor Okoth, Obado, Michael Oyamo, and Kaspal Obiero have been served with a warning following allegations of witness interference in a ruling delivered on Wednesday. Justice Cecilia Githua pointed out that the three accused risk losing their bond should the prosecution provide proof of witness interference from the suspects. The prosecution had told the court that one of their witnesses had received threats from an unknown person regarding the murder trial against the former county boss.
In April 2025, the former governor began giving his testimony. His defense insisted that the relationship with Sharon was consensual and that he had nothing to do with the murder. The court proceedings are still ongoing, but the emotional toll on Sharon's family has been immense. Sharon Otieno is not just a name in a case file. She was a daughter, a sister, and a mother-to-be. Her dream was to become a teacher. Her story is now a national symbol of the dangers women face, especially those entangled in powerful men. Her case has inspired calls for stronger protection of whistleblowers, harsher laws against gender-based violence, and reform in the criminal justice system. It has been 6 years since Sharon was silenced, but her voice continues to echo in courtrooms, in vigils, in hashtags, and in documentaries like this. Will Kenya finally deliver justice? Will we protect the next Sharon? This is not just her story, it is ours.
Sasa miaka 5 tuko na huzuni. Manake Sharon alikufa vibaya. Hata sisi jua alikufa vipi. Sasa hata ukiangalia hii boma bado kuna huzuni, na hiyo ndo baba aliweka tegemeo yake. Manake ukiona boma tangu hata vile Sharon vile alikufa, Sharon angekuwa mzima. Sasa hii nafikiria hii boma ingekuwa hivi. Lakini mimi naomba tu justice.